All right, good evening, guys. Merry Christmas. This is the Saturday Night Strategy podcast for December 26, 2020. We're concentrating on swing trades tonight, looking at the charts that have been posted in the chat room. And these are all from Ken Hum, so +1 to Ken. Let's see what we got. All right, so the first one up we have is UNH United Health. I like this one on the weekly bar. We have this triangle shaping up, and so any breakout from above about 344 or a breakdown below about 335 would be very useful. So that puts us right here, 335 and 345 would be very positive. Those are based on the weekly. That's these weekly breakout points. We've got strong support here at 336, or basically the one-day low in the dragon. We have a resistance here at the dragon at about 347. The RL10 at about 352. We have the Z1 and the PSAR flip at about, let's call it 350. So I like the breakout above the the daily high here. That's also the Bollinger Band mean at 342. And then if we're using, say, a strict stop at 338, that's about a $4 stop. And we can see a move to across the river is $8, which gives us our 2-to-1 reward to risk on that daily basis. So that works. And then if it can get through Z1, is showing a second entry and then a third entry. If it can get above 352, which is the peak of the RL10, and then if that escapes, the next target is top of the dragon at 356, and then a Z3 excursion, and then a break of the RL10. So we have a real nice price ladder here all the way up, and 364 would be, the most optimistic, but we got a nice set of measurable objectives to the top side. I think if it breaks down below, as you can see, this break below 336 would be decisive. And then if this breaks, I think I'd go here at 332 for my next entry short, rather than waiting for a Z2 break. I think I'd rather get the extra position on at 332 instead of 329. Although you could add another one there too when it breaks below that swing low. So yeah, I think this is well postured. Clearly there's an uptrend. The last time it had this kind of triangle, it did have a nice breakout. This triangle probably also nice breakout. So we're seeing this triangle. Yeah, could that break out? It sure could. And I think Ken's made the nice case for that. All right, next up. Take a look at the Qs. Yeah, so on a weekly basis, he's identified, this previous swing high is the newfound support over here. What was once resistance is now support. So yeah, any breakout above 309, all-time high, and that thing just keeps going. on the short side, I think I'd want to see it get into the dragon. So I think about 300 is where I would want to see the short, because then that's almost a 4-week low. Certainly by the time it breaks to 290, you could be short. So what do those translate on the daily? So let's say long at 309-ish. Yeah, so real nice tight range there. And first entry, second entry, and off it goes. I think I would wait for this break of the PSAR before I would get short. I mean, this rising lows has been pretty strong. I think I'd wait to see a break of about 307 before I get short. And then your target would be here about the 10-day low, 301 or 303. Yeah. So first position short here, second position here, third position short there. Yep, that's in good shape. And tech, I think, was the stronger sector this last week. All right, so Amazon up next. Yeah, he's using our little technique of that visual trading box right here. So that rectangle is this rectangle. And you can see how that has contained most of the price action from about 3,100 to 3,280. So that's about a 6%. It's about a 6% range. And if we just took the midpoint of that, like right there, we are on the upside value. And now really a breakout here from this tight constriction. And then if it can get through that descending resistance, third position there, and we're in great shape. And I think the realistic target would be like about 33.50. So your initial entry on 3,200 is 150 on 3,000. So that's about a 5% gain. Is that right? 1%. Yeah, that's about a 5% opportunity to get all the way up to there. On the downside, I think I would want to see the PSAR break. Yeah, I recognize that this price here at 31.72 would invalidate that doji, but I don't want to get short this thing. That's been so strong. I don't want to get short until I think the PSAR breaks. Yeah. Tesla. Boy, this one's tricky. I'm having a hard time swing trading Tesla right now. I don't see the justification for it right now. So on the weekly, I want to highlight that nice big move up from this consolidation zone. Had that big move up, had a nice consolidation, this big move up, and now this feels like another consolidation in here. Will it continue to go, or is this going to come back to here? Or does it just muddle through? Well, for me, this would be the price level, about 610. So any recovery and resumption above 610, I treat as a buy intraday. But a breakdown below 610, and now suddenly I'm concerned about these price levels getting hit all the way down to 480. So 610 on this one would be like right here. I think I could even go with a 3-bar low at 620. So even a break of that PSAR wouldn't worry me yet until I saw this one break, I think. We've had 3 days of upward action and a strong finish. And really, it's just anything north of 670 is golden, and then the psychological number 700 is in play. But to me, these are day trade opportunities, and this is just, I mean, I think this whole move here has been that's been the S&P trade. Who's left to buy it? And we get some more political and social vulnerabilities like we've had, and Trump continuing to act in the fool. And I just think this is vulnerable down here to about 580. So I can't recommend this as a swing trade yet. I love it as a day trade on the long side. Whenever I can find it after the first hour making support and a supported spring crossing, I'm all on it. But I'm not really interested at these price levels of holding it as a swing. I just think it's too vulnerable to news. Your mileage may vary. I've got a couple more here. Apple, and then wheat and precious metals, and then we'll call it a night. All right, so Apple, consolidation zone here. Really nice move. And this is making that same move that it made here. So I think 140 is in play. And it had a pretty good run up to it here at 135 before pulling back to here. Or I'm sorry, pulling back to 132. So I still see $8 to the upside. So if you can manage a $4 risk, that's your 2 to 1. So an entry around 130, I guess 133 is what he's looking at. Yeah. I wouldn't wait till the top of that one. I think as soon as it breaks out here, I'd get it. I'd add a second position here at 134, and then I think once it's above 135, then it's really free and clear. So I want to get 2 positions in quick at 132.3, and then at about 134 even. So first position, second position, and then hope we can see 137. On the downside, I would want to see the rest of the market also rolling over before it just automatically gets short. But if the rest of the market is showing a weakness, then Apple falling through 131 and certainly below 130 would be prime short candidates. A good trading vehicle. Wheat and precious. I like this consolidation here on the weekly. This was a consolidation on the weekly that gave us this. This consolidation in here gave us that. So, I think if it can hold here and break out, anything north of about 43 gives us +7 to 50, which means we need to manage about a $2 risk, and that would be right about there. So an entry somewhere north of 43. Yeah, that's this here. That's about 43, and then we're looking for 50 to the upside. Here's an intermediate high right there at about 47. So that would give us $4.50 to here. So if we can manage $1.50, 43, 41, 50. Yeah, that's about right. That's about 1.5. That gives us 3 to 1 on the reward to risk to the upside. And then I think a break below 41 with a reinforcement below 40, a second position at 40, third position here at 38. Yeah, I like that. where do I put the second position on this? I think I would probably be around a second position around 45, just because if it gets through all that, it will have cleared all of this corruption here. So I think 45 is where you put a second position in. Okay, that's looking pretty good. All right, that's all the trades for tonight. I've got a nice transcription of our swing workshop from last week. It's uploading right now, and that'll be available to you shortly. And I had a nice after-action review with Eric Morrison on the Forex course, and I've got some good notes. The recording didn't come out very well, but I do have a good one-page set of notes, and I'm going to give an executive summary of that here in a little bit and post that tonight as well. Okay, but that's everything I got for you. Let you guys get back to family and friends on your Christmas weekend. So thank you so much for your kind attention tonight, and cherish that family time. And we'll take good care.